Welcome back to Train of Thought, everybody. My name is Trey, and this is where I share my thoughts on the Winnipeg Jets. Preseason game number two, Jets versus Wild, just wrapped up. Um, wasn't a super exciting game, but it's still preseason. I also didn't get to watch it because since the Jets are playing the Wild, I was blacked out from watching it, and I don't have cable. So that was a little bit of a bummer. So I had to watch with my ears, ha 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 ha. But tried to listen to the game and pick things up. Um, the biggest excitement that happened in the game was pretty much before I even walked into my house. Um, I was driving home from work when the game started. Pulled into I had the game on the radio. Pulled into the garage. Boom, one nothing Jets. And walking into the house. Boom, two nothing Jets. And then that was the way that the score was until halfway through the third period or so. Um, so just getting into some standouts from the game on the Jet side. Got my notes over here. Andrew Kopp, and again, I'm depending on what I was hearing since I wasn't able to watch a lot of it. Andrew Kopp looked really good tonight. He scored the first goal. He assisted on the second goal. It really looks like he's trying to be opportunistic in the absence of Line and Connor and trying to gain some more time and or playing time and um, build off of the year that he had last year. So he was a standout, and then on those first two goals, Sammy Niku, in his first preseason action, he assisted on both goals, and that was really good to see him out there. He was one of a couple of Jets that were involved in a car accident on Friday nights. And so he had been taking it easy in practices, and he didn't play in the first game. I think to kind of recover from the soreness of the accident. So it was good to see him out there. He looked good. He's a skilled defenseman as far as making plays in the offensive end. So that was good to see. And then a couple of other defensemen um, that stood out were Tucker Poolman again. He was one of the talked about guys. I talked about him a little bit. I hope I didn't sound like I was dogging on him because I like Tucker. He his biggest contribution to the game was one of his teammates got decked by a guy for the Wild. I can't remember the guy from the Wild's name, but they said that guy is a big time fighter and a guy who racks up a lot of penalty minutes in the minor leagues, and he had a hit on a Jets player that Tucker didn't like, and so Tucker went after him and got into a fight with him. So it was good to see Tucker stand up for his teammates, and he got banged up a little bit. He had to go and get some stitches for some cuts on his face, but that was a standout moment. I also through the first two games I've liked Boteto, the defenseman. He has uh, he hasn't really done anything spectacular, but he hasn't he's done his job, which is what you're supposed to do. I know he's fighting for a job, and so to go out there, he's a veteran. He's played looked like over 150 games in the NHL and hasn't gotten an opportunity to really be a full timer. So it looks like he's seizing the opportunity through two games. And then the big Russian Andrei Chibisov. A lot of people have been talking about him through two games, and again he was being discussed for the good things he can do for how big he is, for how good of hands he has for some of the playmaking abilities he's had. And for his first time playing in North America, and for not really knowing the language, for how well he's playing and how fast he's picking things up. And then finally, Lauren Brossoit wasn't tested a ton in goal tonight, but he looked solid when he needed to be. He only gave up the one goal kind of towards the end of the third period. But he looked solid in his preseason debut. So that's about what I have as far as my Jets fan thoughts, my JFT for the night. As far as the game goes, but one other thing I want to add, since I didn't post anything this morning, is there's a lot of talk today or over the last day or so after the whole Patrick Laine thing blew over. About Dustin Byfuglien, and there was reports coming out that he is considering retirement, and that would be a big loss to the Jets. And a lot of people are starting to think the worst about, man, this team is kind of going to be awful because we might be missing Laine and Connor and three defensemen from last year. Are playing elsewhere, and now Byfuglien's thinking about hanging him up. So my take on that is, and the team has kind of said the same thing in this regard, Byfuglien missed like half the season last year. So they have gotten used to playing without him, and his presence is unmatched. I mean, on the ice, he is a force. And I hear that he's a great guy in the locker room with keeping it light, cracking a lot of jokes, good veteran leadership, good with the young guys, and he's also a very vocal presence on the ice to talk a lot. And so if he were to retire, he would be missed. But I want to stay positive, especially on this channel. I want to be positive about the Jets. Will there be times where I'm going to be frustrated after a tough loss? Yes. I don't think that all hope is lost. I mean, we're going to see in a little over 2 weeks what this team has when the season starts. But I'm not going to give up on these guys before we've even started. There's plenty of guys who are very hungry to get a chance to play. And let's give them a chance. And maybe they're going to have some awesome chemistry and click, and we're going to have a great season. So that's kind of what we're hoping for. I don't want to have a whole bunch of doom and gloom. And at the same time, we could all be laughing about this in not too long by Laine and Connor signing and Byfuglien coming back to the team and being full go. So I'm excited for this season, and I'm really trying to not get negative about it, especially before it even starts. So with all the drama that's been going on, I'm kind of hoping that this is about it and that there's not anything else that happens. Please, God. But, it's going to be a fun season. So hope I'm not going too long here. But thanks for watching. Again, don't be afraid to comment your thoughts on the game, on what you think about the upcoming season, what you think about Byfuglien, Laine, Connor, and also don't be afraid to like and subscribe. So thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you again soon.